Okay, so right now I finally, before I tell you that part, what I was going to say is I was contemplating whether I should walk to the Wendy's that is 2 miles away to get a free sandwich, or the Wendy's that was 2.7 miles away to get a free sandwich. I finally put my SIM card in the phone that's associated with my social media, so that means I don't have to use the hotspot, which means that the brand new phone is now inactive, right? It means I don't have any use for it really. And what prompted it was because I had to tether, the Wi-Fi network so many times today from that active phone to check my bank account. We're not even going to talk about that. The feds, for the last 2 months, at the end of the month, once I run out of money, they've been giving me $2 or $3. They were doing it in College Park because they knew I was near a Walmart, and if I at least had $2 or $3, that I could go in there and I could steal a couple items while paying for one item. Okay, and then they always would change everyone's perspective as soon as they saw me with a lot of bags, me actually spending my own money. Hey, come here. So as I was sitting here, I was like, dang man, I really don't want to walk the dog 3 miles, which will end up being 6, because we have to make it back to where our stuff is. I'm not going to carry everything with us. The suitcase is in one place. The bag, the bag and the carry-on bag that I was carrying is in another. Okay. Now what we could do is we could wait and we can get up and we can do this in the morning, but that's not going to do me any good. Okay. So it finally cooled off and it has an overcast. It's looking more like the storm they've been, okay. And it hadn't been out. And they were doing that by attacking me online about the phones. And when I put the SIM card in this phone, they threw a big frenzy because they were using the phone. He also has the same phone to call me, the guy that let me use his hotspot, okay, from Philadelphia. So, like, literally every time I connected to my own phone, you heard all kinds of stories like these before. Every time I connected my own phone to my own cell phone service, okay, like they were saying that there was someone with me, giving them all the credit, using it to raise their vibrations, using it to try to solidify them attaining something, using them to have a feel good emotion, using them, using it to give them a boost of energy, using it to make something turn out on land for them, while always fucking me up and fucking me over. Earlier today, they botched the numbers, and they've been doing that with purchases. So, like I said, even though they gave me $2, maybe $3 earlier today, and what's not funny about it is last night the agent claimed that those $2 or $3 was $669. She gave me that exact number. And they tried to use, not lying about this gas station right here is a Citgo. They tried to use them not lying about the Citgo having a bathroom to act like they weren't lying about the money, and I had no way of checking because my phones were dead. And they pulled that stunt at the school that's nearest the park. Alright. So I think I'm going to go to the furthest one just because it's a different area. It crosses over to a different side. But now when you look at the map, and it's crazy because, if I told you, okay, I'm going to tell you, they said that they gave me the $669 because they said they couldn't have me sabotaging this side of town. They said that Moreland Avenue and Memorial Drive could not have me sabotaging them, and that they were going to lose their minds if they weren't able to further attack me while I was in the area. And they said despite them acting like they weren't attacking me while I was out of the area. that they wanted to be able to attack me while I was in their area also, and I just, you know, depend on all the other things. So it's like, let's say Oklahoma, you know, they're always attacking me, and I'm never there. I haven't been home in 11 months, okay? And like, if I were to go there, you know, they would be acting like they're dependent on others, but they are instrumental, okay? So they were saying they didn't want to get put out of it, you know what I'm saying? And when you look at social media and you see some of the things that I know that are highlighted, you know, it aligns with what I'm telling you right now. And so he was gonna bark at a runner again. They've been making him do some horrible shit today. I had to pop him, like downward, hand wide open, pop his ass, like on more than one occasion today, and that never happens. And I did that because I wanted to get right to it. I didn't want to say that I was going to, you know what I'm saying, like warn him over and over again, because that's what normally happens, and I never really get around to getting the switch. So, yeah, they were talking about how they wanted to all stay in play, and then how they wanted to, like, they could be in play because they were going to be able to lie about me being somewhere. They were talking about how far spread out all the places were around here, and how it was too much distance for me to walk and resurface in the same day over and over again. They were saying like they were saying they wanted to call it College Park. They were talking about how I sabotaged College Park. They were acting like they gave me the money to go to College Park, pay for 4 nights. That's what they said specifically. Go to College Park, pay for 4 nights, and then eat at 2 restaurants. They were talking about the wing spot. That is literally one building. A plaza. There's like there's the Red Roof plus Quality Inn. And then the first thing in that plaza is this wing spot. I can't remember the name of it, but I like the wings there, and they ended up being better than the new JJ's Fish and Chicken to me. So they were talking about going there, and they were talking about going to Legend Cafe, where I got House Lo Mein. Okay, so they were saying like that I paid for 4 nights there, and then they were talking about how they had someone checking in as me. Okay. So they were making sure I couldn't surface, claiming they gave me some money to surface, and then showing up as me. The same type of shit you've been seeing. And remember, they were doing this in California on a whole nother level when I didn't have all these details. Remember, there was a female that I was about to kill following me around. And like the closer I got while chasing her, they started talking to me. That's what brought them on. I noticed this bitch was following me and checking in behind me. And they started talking to me. And to detour me. So I found these shades at the church. And I have reason to think that the church is a Mexican church. You know how like one of the other churches that I was recently at was a like Chinese church. I think this was a Mexican one because they have a garden there. And the people that came were Mexican, or I think the guy and his boy was definitely Hispanic, maybe, and then I think the guy that came in the old car after them was white, I think, but he could have been Mexican too. I just don't know because I don't have glasses on, so I can't see that far. You get what I'm saying? Like I was trying to pick up on other cues, and I had to rely on other cues, but that's what made me think that it might be a Mexican church. I don't know the name of the church, and that would probably be a cue too. You know, like it's funny because when it comes to me determining stuff like this, the whole time I was saying that I thought it was a Chinese church. When I finally checked the sign, that was the last thing that like solidified it. You know, so yeah, and it's probably 8 p.m. 7:30. They were talking about how they said someone wanted a threesome with me, and that they didn't want me telling them that it couldn't happen, and they wanted them to be able to think that it was something that was possible. They talked about how some others are asking them why are they broadcasting things about my sexual past. And this has nothing to do with the threesome, just in general, like, you know, with like guys, one-on-one, like male and female. Like, they asked them why they were broadcasting things about my past that they don't have any recent activity of me doing and having them do it. They were talking about how they were compromising all the females, you know, like across the globe, for doing things that I didn't do, and that they wouldn't even be able to eventually to get me to do, to say, you know, I don't know. Something else they said, there was something else surrounding the Red Root Plus. They were talking about me getting a nice surgery, and when I got the nice surgery, they said that I would be invisible, and that I don't know if he's the owner or not, but they were talking about Mike, which is the guy that I normally carry out my transaction with. They were talking about how he would get mad. Like, or no, it wasn't mad. They say he would grow concerned about sabotaging me and have no idea that I was actually there at his hotel, and when he finally saw me, he'd get mad. Because they were talking about how I'm able to be incognito, like in a hotel setting, you know, like be there for days and days and days, and no one ever knowing that I was there until, you know, I had to come across him.